Hey, what's up? This is Moose from Grandma's House Audio. Check us out online at grandmashouseaudio.com. I have a quick tip for you today. It's checking the phase on your drums. It's going to make them sound punchier. It's going to make them sound fatter. So phase, what exactly do I mean? Well, I have some drums here, and I'm going to zoom in to a kick drum hit. So as you can see, this is the waveform of the kick, right? So this line going horizontal here in the middle of the track starts here at 0, goes up, down, and then kind of fades away, right? Well, since drums is something that you're going to have multiple mics on, you're going to have multiple mics on the same source, right? Well, when you have that, you always run into a problem, or could run into a problem with phase. So what that means is this track above it is a stereo track. It's overheads. It has two horizontal lines here. And as you can see, where it goes up right here and up right here, see those are the same, it's going down here. So what that means is this is the close kick mic, right? So that's going up and down, and then the overheads are further away from the kick drum. So it's going to start later, but it starts going down and up. And see, mostly where it's up, going up here, this waveform, the kick drum's actually going down, right? Now, there's a way to fix that. And it's not by zooming into your waveforms like I just did. I just wanted to give you a visual representation. You want to actually just listen, solo the overheads, solo the other drum that you want to mess with, and then see what sounds better, right? Because we're recording music, we're working with audio, it's all things that we hear, right? So why not listen to it? Because it doesn't matter what it looks like, it matters what it sounds like. So what I'm going to do here, today I'm working in Pro Tools, and by the way, guys, this will work in any program that you're using. I'm actually just going to put a one-band EQ. That was just terrible. I'm actually just going to put something called a one-band EQ on all my tracks. And here's the reason why. Well, actually, there's a couple reasons, but in this video, I'm going to show you one of the main reasons why. Because it has this button right here. It flips the polarity, or it flips the phase on the track, right? So you're not actually going to see it. But this waveform here, the way it is, starts up, goes down. When I hit this button, instead of it coming out of the speaker like this, it's actually going to come out the exact opposite, right? Let me show you what I mean. So if I go to this here, now I'm going to render it just so you can get a visual representation of what it is, or what I'm saying. Right? Did you see that? So it looks exactly opposite. That's what it was before, and that's what it is now. All right, so I'm just going to undo that because I don't want to render it. I don't really want to change the original audio. I want to just use my plugins and change it. So, like I was saying, the best thing to do is to not visually look at it, because we don't know if it's going to sound better like that, right? Sometimes phase can actually make things sound better. Usually it doesn't, right? But you never know. So let's start it out here where there's actually some drums. I'm going to play it and then just kind of listen to the kick drum. And watch when I push this button up here too. So when it's on or when it's off, try to decide which sounds better to you while I'm playing it. So here we go. Right, so could you guys hear that? To me, the kick got tighter. It sounds a lot tighter. It sounds a little bit fatter. And I got a little bit of that ring out of it. I don't know if you heard that. Every time I hit, go boom, boom. Might have been like a floor tom or something like that. But yeah, to me, it sounds better with the phase flipped. And now, what you're going to do, guys, is you want to just, now, I think it sounds better with the phase flipped. So I'm just going to leave it. So now I'm going to mute the kick track. I'm going to unmute the snare track and listen to it with the overheads. And what sounds better? Again, when the phase isn't flipped, it sounds thin. It sounds, just to me, not even good. But when the phase is flipped, it's in phase with the overheads. It makes it sound fatter. It makes it sound a little bit punchier too, right? So just so you guys can see it again, let's check it out. Here's a snare hit right here that I'm zooming into. There's the overheads. Look at it. It's, almost completely out of phase. Look at the next track. It's the snare bottom track. It's the bottom mic on the snare drum, right? Perfectly out of phase with the snare. That's always going to be that way when you put a bottom mic on the snare. But guys, all you want to do is you just want to go ahead, just like I'm doing. We check the snare, right? We think it sounds good without the phase flipped. So now I'm just going to go to the next track, the snare bottom, right? Then the high tom, then the floor tom. And I'm just going to hit that phase button, listen to it with it off, hit it, listen to it with it on, hit it again, and just keep listening. And what sounds better to me? What's going to sound better to you? You have to try it to figure it out. I hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions, email me, JoshMoose@grandmashouseaudio.com. Have a great day, guys.